Time now for the best high school sports action from the WBCB Sports Network. Catch the best games from Bucks and Mercer County at WBCBSports.com and our Facebook page. Your home for high school sports is right here at WBCB 1490.
Sunny skies and strong gusts of wind here from Father John Donofrio Field on the campus of Notre Dame as the Irish of 1-1 play host to the Hightstown Rams at 2-2 here on the WBCB Sports Network. Hi everybody, Mike Warren alongside Nick Gallagher. Great to be with you. The Rams under the direction of James Pugliese at 2-2, looking for their third consecutive victory against the Irish of Notre Dame in just as many years. The Irish struggling against Hightstown of late. Last season a 3-1 victory for Hightstown over Notre Dame. And for the Rams this season, a strong start in a tough schedule, 2-2, 500 entering today, but they've played some of the best teams in the county, Nick Gallagher. And for the Irish, coming off of a tough loss against Ewing, it's been the tale of two offenses through the first two games for the Irish.
Yeah, it really has been. The Irish early in this season, though, they have plenty of time, but today is a day they look to turn things around, get back in the win column. Ewing, a struggling program for them, but the Irish are trying to right things in the right direction. Tommy Switek led them with 2 RBIs, 2 for 3, and a run scored for them. And he's really been their offense this season, Mike, in the early stages of these first two games. He really has done it all for them. 4 RBIs, 4 hits, 3 runs with a 6.67 average. So he's hitting and swinging the bat really well through these first couple games.
Let's take a look at the pitching matchup for this one, Nick, because it should be a good one. Anthony Benitez gets the start today for Hightstown. He's been a part of this program for all 4 years just about, and the last time that the Irish were victorious, he was actually a member of the Hightstown team. He pitched in that game and was able to be effective early on in his varsity career, was scoreless over 1 2/3 in a game where the Irish offense seemed unstoppable, but was able to come in and shut them down today. He gets the start. He's been magnificent through his first 2 starts of the season. Looking for that of the same here in start number 3 against a pretty good Irish lineup.
Yeah, and this Irish team hasn't seen him since then. I'm sure he's developed a lot in his last couple seasons under James Pugliese here at the Hightstown program. In these first 2 starts, get this, 6 innings in his first 2 starts, 4 hits allowed, and he has over 17 strikeouts in those first 2 starts of the season. So he has really thrown the ball hard this year, and an Irish lineup is going to have to figure out how to solve him and play small ball. And really, this season, the Irish, I know it's only 2 games, so it's a very small sample size, but they only have 1 extra base hit here in 2026 right now. So they got to look to get some runners on it besides just the singles, steal bags, and play Irish baseball that they've come to know and do over the last 25 years under the leadership of Joe Drulis.
Benitez lives in the strike zone, 17 strikeouts, as Nick alluded to just 3 walks on the season. That's something for Notre Dame. The offense today, they cannot expand the strike zone. They got to make Benitez work out there on the mound.
Yeah, you really have to be patient. I mean, especially early on in the counts and the first couple innings of this game today, you got to expect the Irish to just let the game come to you. You have to be patient at the plate, and obviously he's going to throw strikes, and you're going to try to be aggressive early on. You want to get guys on base. You want to get off to a early lead in this one and try to get runners on base and threaten Benitez a little bit and get him uncomfortable, which not many teams have been able to do as of recently. But the Irish got to be patient at the plate and make Benitez work and throw a lot of pitches today if they're going to be successful.
And for Notre Dame, they turn to Joe Leck out on the mound. He's 1-0 this season, got them the opening day victory against Watching Hills rather. A tremendous outing for Leck, his first time out. He looks to carry that into today and has a pretty strong defense behind him. They're a little bit of a defensive adjustment from what we saw against Ewing for Joe Drulis' Irish, but Leck lives down in the zone, a tremendous fastball that he can really run off the barrel.
Yeah, and Leck is really going to be the key. How's he going to get these Hightstown batters off balance today? They've been scoring pretty well in this early couple games, in the first 4 games for them today. I mean, they put up 8 runs even in a loss against Nottingham, 11 runs on opening day, 8 runs against Lawrence, 17 runs against Plainsboro South. Just a couple days ago as well. So they're really swinging the ball hard. Leck is going to have to figure out what to do and keep the ball down low and let the defense play behind them today. And it's okay if you leave pitches over the plate. You just got to have your defense trust you, have your trust behind your defense will play well and pick you up when you need it.
Let's take a look at the starting lineups today, presented by the Trentonian. Don't forget, you miss any of today's action, you can read all about it in tomorrow's edition of the Trentonian, the only newspaper serving Bucks, Burlington, and Mercer County 7 days a week. It's the Trentonian. For Hightstown and the Rams at 2-2 overall, 2-0 in CVC Valley play to start the season. Brian Drews, the shortstop, the junior, leads things off. It'll be Dan Cryer, the center fielder, to bat second. Devin Decker over at third base bats third. Dylan Stables, the second baseman, bats fourth. Anthony Benitez out on the mound in the 5 spot. Zachary Nagel, the right fielder, bats sixth. In the 7 spot, it's Manny Gonzalez over at first base. Kamal Taylor, the left fielder, bats eighth. And Alex Makita, the catcher, behind the dish, rounding out the lineup for James Puglise's Rams. Again, it's Drews, Cryer, Decker, Stables, Benitez, Nagel, Gonzalez, Taylor, and Makita, the 1 through 9 for the Hightstown Rams. And for the Irish defensively, they will line up to start the afternoon as follows. In the outfield from left to right, Jimmy Iacona in left, Tommy Switek in center, Rocco Valentino out in right field today. Sal Kearns gets the start at third base, Joey Bonco at shortstop, A.J. Liberto over at second base, Dylan Bundick at first, and Josh Guire behind the dish. Guire last season spent a lot of time at second base for the Irish, made the transition to behind the plate this year, and he's done so seamlessly, has been great as a backstop to start this season for Notre Dame. Last time these two teams met, it was on April 1st of 2025. A 3-1 victory for Hightstown, and that was a game where they really had to scrap and claw. Josh Klena got the start in that one. It was a close game the entire time, and late offense from the Rams able to really push them away for that 3-1 victory. The Irish just about set to take the field here this afternoon, it looks like. Umpires just about arriving here at Father John Donofrio Field. Today's game on WBCB is brought to you in part by Team Toyota, the Capital Health System, Haldeman Ford, the Revere Restaurant, NJEA, Castle Dermatology, Notre Dame High School, Mercer Bucks Orthodontics, the Trentonian, the Trenton Thunder, Hyundai of Trenton, the Mercer County Prosecutor's Office, Mako of Ewing, all proud to bring you today's coverage on WBCB. Colin Sommer producing today's stream. Mike Warren here with you alongside Nick Gallagher. A beautiful afternoon. The wind, a strong one, Nick, and that's something we're definitely going to be monitoring throughout the afternoon. Fly balls that should be routine may not be that, as this wind can definitely move them around once they get airborne.
Yeah, as we talked about right before we came on today, it's always a polar vortex in this facility here. It's a beautiful facility here at Notre Dame, but the wind is definitely going to play a factor in a lot of fly balls. They're going to knock some long shots down. And the defense for both sides is really going to have to be strong and battle the conditions and the elements with the sun and the wind today.
We'll remind you of the dimensions here at Father John Donofrio Field. 317 down the left field line, 357 to straightaway center, and 312 all the way down the right field line. But as Nick just mentioned, the wind blowing all around the place. It really is like a vortex. You could have it coming from left to right, and on our side, on the first base side here, it really does feel like the wind blows from behind you for the most part. But when that ball gets up in the air, you're going to see it. It'll move around a decent amount with the wind just kind of in a circular vortex, as we mentioned. It's a weird little pocket back here in the corner of the campus where wind just kind of seems to come across the field in weird directions, and at times there can be a backwind come in from center field with the trees all behind there as well.
Yeah, it just won't be a surprise if there is some sort of fielding error today because of the wind. And, the pitchers have to be considerate, and they will be mindful of that with their defense battling out there for them. And that's what makes baseball fun, though, this time of year, just the unknown of the elements until we really hit full spring and nicer weather.
Joe Drulis now in his 25th season at the helm for the Irish. He's seen it all. He's just about done it all since he's been at the helm for this program. And Joe Drulis looking yet again to get this Irish team back into a deep run playoff-wise and back in the discussion in terms among the tops of the CVC and in the county. It's been quite some time since the Irish have been able to make a deep county run. Last couple seasons have been a struggle for the Irish, but this year they feel like they've got the tools in place and the experience on this roster for them to really do some damage in conference play and beyond.
It's always a tough in this CVC division for the Irish. You got clubs like Lawrence and Allentown. They're always good and always got good lineups and good pitching and good depth. And that's for the one thing for the Notre Dame this year is how they're going to battle through those things and find some consistency defensively and, of course, through your pitching staff to go up against those teams later on in the year and battle them and hopefully try to make a CVC tournament run.
Couple of names to watch for in this one for the Hightstown Rams as they return a handful of members from last year's team. Devin Decker, the third baseman in the 3 spot today, the senior. He was a valuable member a season ago, can really swing the bat over there at the hot corner. And he's somebody to have your eye on today in this contest. For the Irish, we talked about Tommy Switek leading the team statistically in just about every offensive category to start the year. But they've got some other guys in this lineup that can really make some noise as well. One of them being Joey Bonko, who was slated into the starting lineup about midway last year, took over the shortstop position and really didn't look back. And from that point on, he's taken over as the shortstop and an everyday player here for Joe Drulis. Just moments away here from first pitch. Ground rules getting established here at Father John Donofrio Field. A good turnout on hand. Still spring break for the Irish, we know that at the very least, assuming still for Hightstown as well. Both of these teams trying to take advantage of the time off from classes and get that rest and being able to just focus on baseball for a little bit. That's an advantage for both of these teams. A lot of activity here on the Notre Dame campus today. Some activity down on the football field as well, lacrosse teams getting after it down there. And fans still filing in here on the campus for what should be a fun one this afternoon against two familiar foes in the Irish of Notre Dame and the Rams of Hightstown. Today's game brought to you by Mercer Bucks Orthopedics. For over 30 years, Mercer Bucks Orthopedics has provided expert orthopedic care to keep you moving. World-class orthopedic care here in your hometown from Mercer Bucks Orthopedics. Shoulder, hand, wrist, hip, knee, to non-surgical procedures and pain management. Mercer Bucks Orthopedics is there for you. Elite athletes, schools, colleges, or weekend warriors, Mercer Bucks Orthopedics is committed to your recovery. They have their own surgery center in Mercer County in 3 locations to serve you: Lawrenceville, Hamilton, and in Langhorne at St. Mary's Medical Center. Mercer Bucks Orthopedics, a legacy of care. Well, the Irish take a knee for their pregame prayer moments away before they take the field, and they turn to Joe Leck out there on the mound today. 1-0 on the season for Leck. And the Irish looking to get back into the win column after a tough loss to Ewing. The Irish able to pull away in the late innings against Ewing. Ewing having a response, chipping away at it, and able to come back to win 6-5 after the Irish were able to take a 5-2 victory earlier in that contest. As they take the field for the first time today, we'll remind you how they line up defensively in the outfield from left to right. Jimmy Iacona in left, Tommy Switek in center, Rocco Valentino in right field. Sal Kearns gets the start at third base today. Joey Bonko, the shortstop. A.J. Liberto over at second base. Dylan Bundick at first. Josh Squire behind the dish. And the senior left-hander, Joe Leck, out on the mound for Joe Drulis' Irish. What are you looking for today in this one, Nick? It's a couple of teams that really match up well when you look at the pitching matchups, but an offense for the Rams that has shown they can put up runs this season. Notre Dame, they put up 8 on opening day, struggled to get the offense going until late against Ewing. But they have proven it through their first 2 games that when they need to get desperate, they're able to scrap across some runs.
Yeah, they can, and I think really for Notre Dame, what I'm really looking forward to is how they attack Benitez from the inside the box today, and as well, and see if they can get a couple extra base hits. I know we talked about the win. I mentioned a couple minutes ago that they only have 1 extra base hit through their first 2 games. Seeing if they can get some doubles today and just kind of put some pressure on Benitez, and see if they can get to him early and scrap together some runs, and which could be a very low-scoring game with a great pitching matchup between Leach and Benitez.
The lone extra base hit for the Irish came off the bat of sophomore Jay Johnson. He came into the game as a pinch hitter against Ewing and really sparked that rally. His double, one hopping off the right center field wall at Ewing, providing a big spark for the Irish. Leck finishing up his warm-up pitches. Squire firing one down to second base. As Brian Drews heads towards the box for the first time today. The Rams at 2-2, 2-0 in CVC Valley play. The Irish at 1-1. The left-hander Leck climbs up the back of the hill, toes the rubber and looks into Guire. Drew steps in from the right side for the first time today. The junior shortstop ready. The lefty kicks and deals in the first pitch. Skipped in, misses downstairs. First pitch fired in at 4:05, right on time.
Brian Drews, .417 average, 5 hits, 4 RBIs through the early stages of 2026.
1-0 from Leck on the way. Fastball, that one in there for a called strike. A ball and a strike to count. Bit of a delayed strike call from our home plate umpire today. We'll have fun getting used to that, I'm sure. 1-1. Swing and a miss. Powers the fastball past him. It's 1-2. We mentioned it during the open. A very hardy fastball from the left-hander Leck. When he uses that to get ahead, it really does set up the breaker. See if he goes to it here. Ahead, a ball and 2 strikes on Drews. Guire gives the sign and Leck agrees. The 1-2 pitch. Liner towards short. On a hop and scooting into center field for a base hit as Drews begins the day 1-for-1. A leadoff single for the Rams.
Good swing by Drews there to get a good piece of it off the end of the bat, able to poke it through the middle of the infield for a leadoff single.
Man on first and nobody out for Daniel Cryer. Leck from the stretch, left-hander, kicks and deals, swing and a miss, healthy fastball, cut through that time by Cryer. It's 0-1. Bundick playing on the bag, trying to keep Drews as close as he can. Leck will come over that way. Drews back in time ahead first dive. No balls and a strike the count. The Rams center fielder awaits. He'll have to wait a bit longer as another move over to first to check on Drews. Drews dancing off the first base bag. Leck comes home and the pitch misses upstairs. A ball and a strike. Bonko at shortstop, shaded towards the middle. A big hole in the left side of the diamond. The pitch. Down and outside, change up, couldn't get him to bite. Two balls, 1 strike. Nobody out. Drews a decent lead off first. 2-1, fouled back off the backstop. Count goes even again, this time at 2. Set at the belt. Left-hander kicks and deals. Breaker stopped by Guire. Drews on the way to second, and Guire has no choice but to eat it. Good stop by Guire there on the wild pitch. Allows Drews to take second base.
Good aggressive base running by Drews. Didn't hesitate, and that's always crucial. Just take it when you see your moment. Just go.
3-2. Downstairs for ball 4. The first 2 are aboard here for Hightstown. First and second, nobody out. Here comes Devin Decker. Big swing from Decker, comes up empty. Leck's fastball, a little extra life on that one. No balls and a strike to the Hightstown third baseman.
Decker second in RBIs on the Rams team, leading the team in walks through the early stages, 6, .455 average.
This one shot on the ground towards short, could be 2. Bonko to Valentino for 1 at second, that's all they'll get. Or excuse me, that's Liberto at second base. The 6-4 put out for out number 1 puts runners on the corners. Double play ball still alive. The fielder's choice that time hit into by Decker. So Cryer set down on the base paths. Runners at first and third. Decker on first. Drews over at third. And this is Dylan Stables. Senior second baseman gets a crack at it with one down and one in scoring position, another on first. Decent lead for Decker off first. First pitch from Leck, up and outside. We'll have to wait a move over from Leck, checking on Decker at first.
Yeah, Leck's got to be careful here. These Rams are prone to stealing. Can't make a mistake. Another pass ball. Eliminate the double play ball.
1-0. Fastball in there for a called strike. A ball and a strike, one down. Bonko shaded towards the middle at double play depth. Runner in motion in Decker. Bouncer left side. Going to be a tough play. Bonko on the backhand has no play. Run scores for the Rams. They strike first on the infield single. First and second, one down, and an RBI for Dylan Stables.
Good game plan there by the Rams. A little hit and run action. Irish defense. Tough play, though, to recover that. Better to hold on to that one than throw it down the first and have bigger problems. But now some trouble for Joe Leck here with one out in the first.
Runners lead in the pitch. A fastball that misses down and inside to Anthony Benitez. A ball and no strikes to the Rams pitcher with a chance to help his own cause. Already some early run support ahead 1-0. Decker a modest lead off second. Stables off first. Lex 1-0. Swing and a drive out towards center field. Long run, Switek, he's not going to get to it. Decker's being waved around third. He's going to go home. Throw is offline to Bundick, gets through, and Leck is there to pick it up. An RBI single off the bat of Benitez makes this a 2-0 Rams lead.
That's Benitez's first hit of the young season and comes at a great time. Like you said, Mike, helping out his own cause with the RBI single. Rams still threatening.
It seemed like Switek got to that ball quickly in center field, but bobbled it a bit. Decker was going to have the brakes thrown on him until that happened, and then he was able to come home and score. 2-0 Rams here in the top of the first. And a first pitch strike to Zachary Nagel, the sophomore right fielder, as Leck works ahead, no balls and a strike. The left-hander, a peek at second base. Pitch on the way, well upstairs. Two runs across in this top of the first for the Rams. They've made good contact against Leck in this inning. 1-1. Popped up, out of play, well behind home plate.
Ooh.
A ball and two strikes. One-two on the way. Upstairs, Guire able to sprawl all the way out to get that one. Avoids that one going all the way back to the backstop and putting two in scoring position. 2 balls, 2 strikes. One down. Benitez off of first, Stables off second. Couple of RBIs in the inning for both of them. 2-2. Tapper, first base side. That's a fair ball. One run's gonna score. Benitez on his way to third. Throw comes into second at Liberto. A 3-0 Hightstown lead to start in this top of the first inning.
You couldn't have placed that any better. Right down the chalk line here on the first base side. And the Rams are just going one after the other, playing the game the right way, getting hits, moving the runners along. And they're putting the early pressure on this Irish team with a 3 spot here in the top of the first.
Benitez held up at third base. He's 90 feet away. Nagel in scoring position. Here's Manny Gonzalez, only force at first. The Irish infield on the grass. First pitch to Gonzalez, misses down and outside, 1-0. Liner into center field for a base hit. One run comes across. Nagel has the brakes thrown on at third. The hits continue for the Rams. It's 4-0.
The offensive efficiency by this Rams, just getting crucial hits, just putting good swings on the ball, and they're just putting it in good places around the infield and getting it into the outfield. And there's really nothing Joe Leach could do. He's making the pitches, and credit to Hightstown. They're just playing great, swinging the bats and good at-bats right now.
Runners at the corner, still one down. First pitch fastball misses down below the knees. This is Kamau Taylor at the plate. The junior left fielder is ahead 1-0. Yeah, Leck has done a good job. He's filling up the strike zone, but the Rams are just getting around on him. Putting the ball in play and good things happening. A high fastball makes this 2 balls and no strikes.
I think the Rams are just kind of sitting on that fastball, Mike.
Yeah.
You mentioned he's been throwing well this season in his first start, but the Rams just kind of have it well scouted.
2-0. Inside, 3 balls and no strikes. Runners get their lead off the corners. Gonzalez on first. It's Nagel on third in the pitch. Taking all the way that time, and a called strike to Taylor. 3-1. Wind picks up. Leck kicks and deals. 3-1 in there at the belt, and the count is full. Taylor thought that might have been ball 4. Gonzalez off of first base. The lefty payoff pitch, bouncer, right side into the outfield for a base hit. Another RBI single in the inning. Kamau Taylor gets in on the action. 5-0 Hightstown.
I mean, Irish are trying everything defensively to get something on the ground, and they're just, the way their infield is, they were on the edge of the grass, they're shortstop and second base, and just the ball's put right between them. I mean, you can't do anything about that at first and second.
Still just 1 out. Here's Alex Makita, the catcher, the 9-hole hitter. Swings and fouls this one off towards the softball field over our heads. No balls and a strike to Makita. Surprised no meeting yet for Leck or anything to kind of talk some things over with him, or
especially with 1 out. I mean, what can you do defensively?
0-1. Popped up towards us and over our heads. 0-2.
I mean, Leck is trying to keep the ball down to get something on the ground. It's just the way Hightstown is swinging right now. They're just doing everything well.
A peek at second, the 0-2 on the way. Bouncer, left side. Bonco scoops, throws to second for 1. Liberto's return throw, not in time. Puts runners at the corners again. This time 2 down, another fielder's choice recorded. 6-4. Taylor out at second. Gonzalez over at third. A courtesy runner for Makita over at first base, the catcher. And the lineup has batted around in the first inning. Brian Drews gets his second at bat here in the top of the first.
If you're Leck, you got to keep your composure considering the scores and where things are right now. Your team still needs you. You got to throw strikes and just get out of this inning and move on.
Yeah. First pitch to Drews, popped up, shallow right field. Long run for Valentino. He's there to make the catch. and the inning is over. Damage done by the Rams. A 5 spot put up in the top of the first inning. Benitez heads out for his first inning of work with a 5-run cushion.
Sports season is here, which means practices, games, tournaments, and a lot more time in the car. And with rising gas prices, those trips to the field can really add up. At Team Toyota, we're the MVP of MPG, with a huge selection of new and certified Toyota models, hybrid, electric, or gas. We've got the right option for you to drive. Plus, our award-winning service and collision centers will help keep you in the game. Team Toyota, ready for wherever the season takes you. Stop in today or visit teamlanghorn.com.
Capital Health.
Trenton Thunder Baseball is back for another fun summer in the Garden State. Season tickets are on sale now. Full season ticket memberships, half season ticket memberships, and single game on sale now at TrentonThunder.com/tickets. To learn more today, get your tickets at TrentonThunder.com/tickets. TrentonThunder.com. Trenton Thunder, Big League Futures, Major League Fun. Well, a 5 spot put up by the Rams in the top of the first inning as we get to see Anthony Benitez toe the rubber for the first time today. Benitez, the lefty, has been effective to this point. 12 innings pitched on the season. 4 hits scattered, a run it was not earned. 17 strikeouts to just 3 walks. His last time out was April 2nd against West Windsor Plainsboro North. 6 innings, 3 hits, a run that wasn't earned, the 5 Ks to 3 walks, and 102 pitches, earning the win against the West Windsor Plainsboro North Knights. So Benitez back here at Father John Donofrio Field. Been quite some time since he's pitched off this mound. But he looks to carry off the strong start that the Hightstown offense gave him here in the bottom of the first inning, looking for that defensively now. Rocco Valentino batting .571 to start the young season. Digs in from the left side. He's at the top of the order. It'll be Valentino, Bonko, and Switek, 1, 2, and 3 to begin for the Irish. Valentino out in right field today. Saw him over at third base earlier this season. Benitez kicks and deals. Fastball in there at the knees for a called strike 1. Benitez working from the stretch with nobody on. 0-1 on the way. Grooves in another fastball at the knees on the outside third. No balls and 2 strikes to count to Valentino. Benitez working quickly. Deep breath from the lefty. Has his sign, kicks, and deals. The 0-2. Swing and a miss.
I think you got
just a piece of that. My apologies.
Looked like he missed it, though, from our vantage point.
Yeah. I guess he got a piece of that one and fouled it off. I also thought it stayed in the mitt, potentially.
Yeah, I did too.
0-2 on the way. Able to hold up the check swing. No appeal yet. And it's 1-2.
Benitez is a very interesting delivery. It's almost like he's coming at you in slow motion when he's making that final step and putting his power into it.
Yeah.
And that could throw a lot of hitters off.
1-2. Hot shot,
Ooh.
Left side of the mound. Backhanded by Drews at short. The throw takes him off the bag at first in Gonzalez. Valentino hustling the whole way. He's aboard. As that one's going to be ruled an E6.
Well, Benitez tripped up on the mound. Like you said, Mike, he hasn't been on this mound in a couple of years and got to get used to it.
Valentino works his way aboard to begin the afternoon. Here's Joey Bonco batting .400 with a couple of RBIs on the young campaign. I'll move over to first to check on Valentino back in standing. First pitch to Bonco, lifted towards center field, carrying a bit. Cryer has it measured, and he's there to make the catch. Valentino heads back to first. There's out number one. One down, one aboard for Tommy Sweetek. Sweetek batting .667 through the first two. Decent lead for Valentino, and the pitch. Hot shot, right side, could be two. Flip to second for one. Throw to first is in time. 4-6-3 double play, and a shutdown inning for Benitez on the mound. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base. 5-0 the score through one, and the Rams bats get back to work quickly.
Capital Health's primary care network continues to grow, bringing its extensive option of locations to your neighborhood. Whether you're scheduling a wellness checkup or not feeling well, advanced medicine starts with a Capital Health primary care doctor at locations near you in Mercer, Bucks, and Burlington counties. To find a Capital Health primary care location that's convenient for you, visit capitalmedicalgroup.org. That's capitalmedicalgroup.org. Hi, I'm Merrill Reese. Kessel Dermatology offers top-of-the-line medical-grade skincare products manufactured in the USA. They're tested and developed by a team of board-certified dermatology experts, and they come with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Take care of your skin. Schedule an appointment with Kessel Dermatology.
Haldeman Ford celebrating their 50th year of business and supporting your community on Route 33 in Hamilton Township. Neighbors helping neighbors is what Haldeman Ford does and will continue to do. Haldeman Ford proud to sponsor today's game on WBCB. 5-0 after one. Hightstown, the visiting Rams, out in front. As we begin the top of inning number two, Joe Leck out there for Notre Dame for his second inning of work. 2, 3, and 4 due up for the Rams as they batted around in the first. It'll be Dan Cryer, Devin Decker, and Dylan Stables. Cryer walked his first time up. He's back in from the left side, facing the lefty Leck, and the pitch. Up and inside, 1-0. On the way. Fastball catches the outside corner at the knees, and the count evens. One on the way. Swing and a foul back behind home. Bouncer, right side, heading towards us here in the
I should have got that.
First base side.
I can't move as fast as I once used to.
Shot foul off the bat of Cryer. It's 1-2. Leck kicks and deals. And a called strike three. Off speed, placed beautifully by Leck. One away. First punch out racked up by the left-hander on the afternoon. 1 up, 1 down to start the top of the second inning. Brings up Devin Decker, heading to a fielder's choice and came around to score.
Leck's just got to build some confidence now. Second time through the order here.
First pitch from Leck to Decker. Swing and a miss. Some deception on that first pitch. Gets him to wave through it. It's 0-1. Breaker just runs off the dish. A ball and a strike to the Rams' third baseman. Leck winds and delivers. 1-1 out in front. Nasty off speed from Leck again, and it's 1-2. Wonder if he goes back there. Off speed's been effective in this at bat. Ahead 1-2 on Decker. Here it comes. And another called strike 3. Living on the outside corner. Back to back looking K's issued by Leck. There's 2 down.
It's a good pitch right there. I think he was sitting off speed and got a nice fastball at a beautiful part of the plate. Good framing.
2 up, 2 down. Here's Stables. Takes a called strike about thigh high, 0-1. Quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. Leck filling up the zone here in the top of the second. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. And a called strike 3. Stables unable to hold up the check swing. Leck strikes out the side. Quite a response here in the top of the second inning. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base. On to the bottom of the second, the Irish trailing 5-0.
New Jersey is home to the best public schools in the nation, and that didn't happen by accident. It's the result of parents, educators, and communities working together year after year to give our students a world-class education, no matter the challenge. Because parents and educators know that with a shared commitment to our public schools, our children can learn, grow, and thrive. And together, we can keep New Jersey's public schools the best in the nation.
Hi, Merrill Reese reminding you to come back home to traditional Italian cuisine at the Revere Restaurant, 802 River Road in Ewing Township. You'll always feel welcome at the Revere. It's like stepping back in time where you'll feel like you're dining in South Philly or New York's Little Italy. Start your meal with complimentary Hoboken bread. Choose from a menu featuring fresh seafood dishes, succulent steaks and chops, or homemade pasta dishes. You can even eat at the bar. The Revere is open 7 days for lunch and dinner. Private room available for special affairs, plus catering. For reservations, call 609-882-6365. That's 609-882-6365. Come home to traditional Italian cuisine. The Revere Restaurant, 802 River Road, Ewing Township.
For over 30 years, Mercer Bucks Orthopedics has provided expert orthopedic care to keep you moving. World-class orthopedic care in your hometown from Mercer Bucks Orthopedics. Proud to sponsor today's game on WBCB. 4, 5, and 6 due up here for the Irish to begin their half of inning number 2. After Joe Leck strikes out the side, a good response from the senior left-hander. After a 5 spot was put up by the Rams to begin this contest. It'll bring up Josh Squire to get the bottom of the second going. Squire 375 on the young season, a couple of RBIs. Squire, Liberto, and Kearns, the 3 due up this time around. Anthony Benitez, the left-hander, kicks and deals from the belt. And a first pitch called strike to Squire. He thought it was high, no balls and a strike to count. Oh-1. Taken well upstairs. Benitez, a clean bottom of the first inning. Did have a base runner, but was able to get a 4-6-3 double play to end the first frame. His 1-1 on the way. Bouncer towards shortstop. Drews towards the middle. Gloves and throws on the run in time. Nice play from the junior shortstop. There's 1 away. That'll bring up A.J. Liberto. A multi-sport athlete. Had some success on the hardwood this season for the Irish basketball program. And the starting second baseman here for Joe Drulis and his Irish. A stolen base on the season and a run batted in for Liberto. The average not where he wants it to be, 167 on the young campaign. Takes a high fastball, 1-0. Liberto on the basketball court this season, trusted and thrusted into a uncomfortable situation to start, but really made the most of his opportunity. Was a feature guard when the Irish varsity basketball team was without their leading scorer and 1,000-point scorer Will Foley for quite some time. Liberto got a lot of starts in that time. 2-0 taken upstairs, 3 balls and no strikes to count to A.J. Liberto.
Yeah, Liberto is able to help the Irish basketball team get to the CVC final. A nice run they made, only finished with 7 wins on the season, but surprised a lot of people as a 12 seed in that tournament.
That they did. 3-0 from Benitez. And a get-me-over fastball makes it 3-1. Liberto trying to find a way to get on base with 1 down. Ahead in the count, 3-1, the left-hander's pitch on the way. And a fastball catches the outside corner just above the belt. From 3-0 to 3-2, Benitez trying to battle all the way back. Has his sign from Makita. 3-2 pitch. And a called strike 3 on the outside corner. Liberto thought it was low and outside, but Benitez issues his first strikeout of the day. Two up and 2 down. Here's Sal Kearns. Kearns at third base today. First pitch to him. Nasty off speed. Benitez throws it for a strike, 0-1. Kearns batting .500 with a run batted in through 2. Liner towards left field, coming in. Taylor, he dives, but he can't get to it. Falls in for a base hit. Kearns keeps the hot bat going to start the campaign, and a 2-out base runner aboard for Notre Dame. That'll bring up Jimmy Iacona. Jimmy will be attending Villanova for his next 4 years and plans to walk on the baseball team. Gets his first crack at it here with 2 down. The bottom of the second inning. Kearns gets his lead off first, nothing too crazy. The pitch to Iacona, fastball in there for a called strike. Just the second base runner on board so far for Benitez. 0-1. Out in front, Iacona quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. Benitez in the driver's seat. Ahead, no balls and 2 strikes. Wants to reshuffle through the signs with Alex Makita behind the plate. 0-2 on the way. In the dirt, nice stop by Makita. The gusts continue to ramp up here throughout the afternoon. Benitez ready. The 1-2. Rolled over towards third base. Shortstop gloves. Drews throw on the run. Gonzalez gloves and puts the tag on Iacona, all in one motion to retire the side. 6-3 putout ends the inning. The Irish strand a man. 5-0 the score through 2. We're on to the third here from Notre Dame. 2026 is here, and just around the corner is another fun summer filled with Trenton Thunder baseball. Single game tickets are now on sale at TrentonThunder.com/tickets. To learn more today, Trenton Thunder baseball, big league futures, major league fun. Today's game brought to you as a public service by the Mercer County Prosecutor's Office. Spring is a time when flowers bloom, grass grows, and burglars, thieves, and scammers are more active. To help protect yourself and your property, remember to lock vehicles, keep doors locked at home, and close and lock your windows and sliding doors when you go to bed or leave the house. Visit www.mercercountyprosecutor.com to learn more today. Benitez will lead things off to begin the top of the third. 5-0 Rams still leading this one. Joe Leck back out for inning number 3. The left-hander kicks and deals. Fastball, that one just missing, 1-0.
Benitez an RBI in the first inning through that 10-batter rally the Rams had.
Rolls this one over left side. Tough play for Bonko. Gloves in the hole, but he's got no play at first. Benitez 2 for 2, a couple of singles. It'll bring up Zachary Nagel, doubled. That brought home a run. He scored as well. Benitez with a run on his line scored today too. He's on first with nobody out. Leck goes back from the stretch with the runner aboard. First pitch from Leck, blocked by Guire in the dirt. A 5-run top of the first for the Rams set the tone in this one. A potent offense through the first 4 games this season. Leck comes over to first, but back in plenty of time is Benitez. Dove back into the bag that time and seemed like he might have jammed a finger on his right hand. Came up a bit awkwardly. 1-0 fired home. Fastball, a called strike, knee high on the outside black. A ball and a strike. Pitch to Nagel. Well upstairs. Good stop by Guire as he has to leap. One. Move over to check on him. Back in safely. The Rams, for the most part, you talked about it a little bit, Nick. They like to swipe bags, but they really entice a lot of moves over to first with their leads. Nagel takes one in the dirt. Guire blocks that one, and a balk is called against Leck.
See, that's what happens when you're worried about the runner. You're thinking a little bit too quickly there from Leck. Now Benitez gets himself in a scoring position with nobody out.
2-2 the count. Runner in scoring position. Leck steps off, wants to go through the signs again with Guire. Two. Liner. Foul.
Ooh.
Close for his second extra base hit of the day was Nagel that time, unable to wrap it inside the foul line. Two. Popped up in the infield. Leck. No one gets it. Leck made the call. Kearns was there, and the ball falls in the infield. Everyone is safe. First and second, nobody out. The Rams benefit off a miscue there from the Irish.
Fortunately, it's baseball 101. Your pitcher calls for it. Everyone in the infield is going to generally back away from him and let him make the play. Whether Leck lost it in the wind or not, I mean, he still called for it.
First pitch to Gonzalez is taken, blocked in the dirt by Guire. Gonzalez 1 for 1, an RBI single, was stranded on base. First and second, nobody out for the Rams. 1-0 from Leck. Swing and a miss. Extra life on that fastball. Gonzalez a bit late. One and one. Bundick at first, playing behind the runner and Nagel. And the 1-1. Blocked again by Guire. Two one. High, 3 balls and a strike. Begins to stretch. For out. Chance for the Rams to really break this one open. First pitch from Leck, swing and a miss. Taylor a bit tardy on the fastball.
Yep. First and second and third for Taylor to replace the ball. Got an RBI in his first at bat in the first.
One cut through by Taylor. A ball and 2 strikes. Leck has his sign from Guire. Comes set at the letters. The 1-2. Runs off the dish. They get pitch taken outside. Oh no, it was a called strike 3 on the outside corner. It's a delayed strike call and a quiet strike 3 call, and a backwards K issued by Leck, his 4th of the afternoon.
Well, that's an important first out here in the 3rd inning with the Ducks on the pond.
Took my one headphone off so I can try and hear this umpire a little bit better, because it's tough to tell if he's saying ball or strike, and his signal is very late. So there's been a couple times tonight where I've made the wrong call because of it.
Well, I said it on opening day when I was at Trenton Central for a game. Unfortunately, we don't have ABS at the high school level here in New Jersey anytime soon.
(0-1) on the way. And quickly 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, bases loaded, 1 down. Swinging a ball, popped up, shallow outfield. Liberto goes out, outfield breaks in, everybody's safe. The throw into second is in and out of the glove of Bonko. An RBI single makes this a 6-0 Rams lead.
That looked pretty playable out there in the outfield. It hung up enough where you could have made a play on it. I don't know if the Irish outfield just couldn't read it well. They were playing further back, too.
Lineup flips over. Brian Drews is now at the plate. 1 for 2 so far today. Flew out to right field his last time up. Singled and scored a run to begin this contest. Ahead 1-0 against Leck. Left-hander on the way. All the way back to the backstop. Runner coming home, and he's going to score. Nagel comes across to score the second run in the inning. 7-0 Hightstown.
It's tough for the Irish because if Leck caught the pop-up earlier in the inning, that's out number 2 right there. Then if the outfield was able to make a better read on it, there's your third out, you're out of the inning, and it's still only 5-0. Except now you got 2 runs across and 2 more in scoring position.
Drews takes a fastball. A bit high, 3 balls and no strikes. Drews shows bunt, infield crashes in, taking all the way, and that is ball 4. The base is loaded again with 1 down. Still no meeting for Joe Leck out there on the mound. Just as I say that, here comes one, but it's going to be for a call to the pen. Pitching change on the mound coming for Notre Dame. The Rams pouring it on offensively, 7 runs across, and not even 3 innings through for their offense. Just 1 down, the bases loaded as Joe Leck's day comes to a close on the mound, but the book not shut yet on him. I'll tell you all about the new arm coming in for the Irish. You're watching high school baseball on WBCB.
Capital Health's primary care network continues to grow, bringing its extensive option of locations to your neighborhood. Whether you're scheduling a wellness checkup or not feeling well, advanced medicine starts with a Capital Health primary care doctor at locations near you in Mercer, Bucks, and Burlington counties. To find a Capital Health primary care location that's convenient for you, visit capitalmedicalgroup.org. That's capitalmedicalgroup.org.
Spring sports season is here, which means practices, games, tournaments, and a lot more time in the car. And with rising gas prices, those trips to the field can really add up. At Team Toyota, we're the MVP of MPG, with a huge selection of new and certified Toyota models, hybrid, electric, or gas. We've got the right option for you to drive. Plus, our award-winning service and collision centers will help keep you in the game. Team Toyota, ready for wherever the season takes you. Stop in today or visit teamlanghorne.com.
New pitcher into the game for the Irish. It's Nick Leck coming in to replace his brother. Freshman lefty makes another appearance here on the season. And don't forget, you miss any of today's action, you can read all about it in tomorrow's edition of the Trentonian, the only newspaper serving Bucks, Burlington, and Mercer County 7 days a week. It's the Trentonian, and there goes my rosters and lineups as they just gust right away. Wind is strong, paperweights not abundant. This wind is gusty here today. It always is at Notre Dame, but especially when they're calling for wind in the forecast. Thank you, Nick Gallagher, as he tracks those down.
Taking a look at the freshman Nick now as we go from Joe to Nick. 1/3 inning of work here and through these 2 games. 2 runs, 2 earned runs, a strikeout, an ERA of 42 due to the limited action from him this year.
And he was thrusted into pretty much an identical situation at Ewing. Came in with the bases loaded and less than 2 outs in that inning. And he's going to be tasked with a couple of big outs in front of him here. Bases loaded out anywhere on the diamond, any bag on the diamond, including home. With 1 down and just a ground ball away from getting out of this one. 2 runs have come across here in the top of the 3rd, a 7-0 Hightstown lead.
That Ewing game really got away from the Irish. Josh Klena pitched a beautiful game with only 1 earned run. The bullpen comes in, gives up 5 earned runs in just an inning of work, 5 hits, walk, and a couple of strikeouts on 39 pitches in that one inning between a couple different arms.
Here is Nick Leck. First pitch from the freshman, blocked by Guire in the dirt. Ball and no strikes. Dan Cryer at the plate. He's 0 for 1 with a walk.
Tough position for Nick Leck, too. I mean, he had a tough outing against Ewing. Now you come in to a game with the bases loaded when your brother struggled today, and trying to help him out and keep the Irish in this game. And tough task as he tries to battle through this third inning.
Quickly, 2 balls and no strikes. That one runs away. Seven nothing Rams. 5 in the first. 2 more here in the top of the third. Threatening for more. The bases loaded and 1 down. 2-0 on the way. Another good stop by Guire. 3 balls and no strikes. In there from Leck. Freshman lefty has his sign. 3-1. Ball 4. Brings home a run. 8-0 Rams. Devin Decker at the plate. First pitch to him. In the dirt. 3 walks in the inning to go along with 3 hits so far for the Rams. Taken for a called strike. Breaker taken off the back foot. 2 balls and a strike. With runners on every base, Cryer on first, Drews on second, Makita over on third. The freshman Nick Leck trying to work out of this jam. 2-1. Caught on and missed by Decker. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Decent sized hole on the left side of the diamond for Decker to work with. Bonko shaded towards the middle. 2-2. Blocked by Guire. Count goes full again. The 3-2. Swing and a miss. Black able to power the fastball past Decker. That's a big out, number 2. So that'll bring up Dylan Stables, 1 for 2. He struck out his last time up in the second. Singled home a run and later came around to score in the first. Bases still loaded for Hightstown. The pitch from Leck. Stables taking a called strike, 0-1. 0-1 on the way. That one high, and the count evens. Two down, the base is still loaded. Bonko at short, still shaded for the most part towards the middle. Starts to kind of creep back towards his natural position. 1-1. Fastball pumped in for a called strike two. A ball and 2 strikes, 2 down. 3 runs across here in the top of the third for Hightstown. They lead 8-0. Leck looking for one pitch. The 1-2. Blocked again by Guire. Everyone stays put.
Guire's been very busy back there behind the dish this half inning here between pitchers. Really kept a lot of balls in front of him with all the threats that the Rams have had.
2-2 on the way. Poked out towards left field. Iacona has it measured, reaches up and makes the catch for out number 3. Leck works out of a bases loaded jam. 3 runs do come across for Hightstown. They now lead 8-0. We're on to the bottom of the third. The Irish bats looking for some answers.
Hi, I'm Merrill Reese. Kessel Dermatology offers top-of-the-line medical-grade skincare products manufactured in the USA. They're tested and developed by a team of board-certified dermatology experts, and they come with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Take care of your skin. Schedule an appointment with Kessel Dermatology.
New Jersey is home to the best public schools in the nation. And that didn't happen by accident. It's the result of parents, educators, and communities working together year after year to give our students a world-class education, no matter the challenge. Because parents and educators know that with a shared commitment to our public schools, our children can learn, grow, and thrive. And together, we can keep New Jersey's public schools the best in the nation.
Celebrating 50 years of business and supporting your community. Haldeman Ford on Route 33 in Hamilton Township. Neighbors helping neighbors is what Haldeman Ford does and will continue to do. Haldeman Ford celebrating their 50th year of business. An 8-0 ball game in favor of the visiting Hightstown Rams. 5 across in the top of the first, 3 more across in the most recent top of the third. And Anthony Benitez, the left-hander, heads back out with even more run support.
Just makes Benitez's job even more easier. The 5-run lead already was his largest to start the year. And now he can really just kind of throw strikes and put the ball in play and see what his defense can do behind him to help him out and see if the Irish can get something here the next couple innings to get this game, keep this game alive.
Benitez still not all the way through the first turn through the lineup. 8-9-1 due up here for Notre Dame as we get to see Steve Nemenko, Dylan Bundick, and Rocco Valentino up to the plate to begin the bottom of the third. Benitez, we mentioned in the open, very efficient in the strike zone. And he's been just that to this point today. So here's Steve Nemenko coming up to get things going for Notre Dame. Nemenko, the DH, hitting in place of the pitcher today. The left-hander Benitez climbs up the hill. He gets ready. First pitch from him. Downstairs, a ball and no strikes. Saw Nemenko in the game against Ewing out in right field for Notre Dame, and now the DH today. 1-0. Check swing, able to be held up by Nemenko. 2 balls and no strikes. Benitez will get a new baseball. 2-0. Taken high, 3-0. Domenko likely taking all the way here, ahead 3 balls and no strikes. First time Benitez has really fallen this far behind today. And he grooves in the fastball just above the belt, 3-1. Domenko, tapper towards third. Charging, gloving is Decker. Throw across the diamond. Gonzalez can't pick it out of the dirt. Domenko able to leg it out. And the low throw from Decker in E5. That'll bring up Dylan Bundick. Back at first base, batting in the 9 spot today for the Irish. Domenko gets his lead off first. Gonzalez plays him on the bag. First pitch from Benitez to Bundick is cut on and fouled. No balls and a strike to Bundick. A terror this past season coming off the edge for the Irish football team. Double-digit sack season for Dylan. Oh, 1 to him. Can't hold up the check swing, and it's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 down. Domenko on first. Benitez has his sign from Makita. A deep breath from the lefty, a peek at first, and the 0-2. Taken high. Two runs away, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Move over to first before the 2-2 comes home. Domenko back in. Two to Bundick is a called strike 3. Breaker placed on the edge by Benitez. Rocco reached on an error his first time up. Valentino thought about a bunt, but takes a called strike. A 1 tapped, foul behind home plate. Balls and 2 strikes to Valentino. Offense tough to come by so far for Notre Dame. Benitez, the left-handers, worked at a good pace and has filled up the strike zone to this point. Has trusted his defense as well in this one. 0-2 from the lefty on the way. Almost sails all the way to the backstop. 1-2. The pitch is high. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 down. Bottom of inning number 3. in the dirt, and the count now full. Good battle from Valentino. Fell behind, no balls and 2 strikes. Nemenko inching off first. 3-2 pitch. Popped up. Right side of the diamond, Gonzalez makes the call. Can't make the catch. Gonzalez collides with him. Nemenko gets tugged out on his way to second base. And some confusion as we get a collision as Valentino was running to first. Someone's going to be called out for interference in some capacity.
Double play?
They're going to call a double play to end the inning. Valentino hits into an obscure double play, and the inning is over. 8-0 the score through 3 and onto the 4th.
Hi, Merrill Reese reminding you to come back home to traditional Italian cuisine at the Revere Restaurant, 802 River Road in Ewing Township. You'll always feel welcome at the Revere. It's like stepping back in time where you'll feel like you're dining in South Philly or New York's Little Italy. Start your meal with complimentary Hoboken bread. Choose from a menu featuring fresh seafood dishes, succulent steaks and chops, or homemade pasta dishes. You can even eat at the bar. The Revere is open 7 days for lunch and dinner. Private room available for special affairs, plus catering. For reservations, call 609-882-6365. That's 609-882-6365. Come home to traditional Italian cuisine. The Revere Restaurant, 802 River Road, Ewing Township. Capital Health's primary care network continues to grow, bringing its extensive option of locations to your neighborhood. Whether you're scheduling a wellness checkup or not feeling well, advanced medicine starts with a Capital Health primary care doctor at locations near you in Mercer, Bucks, and Burlington counties. To find a Capital Health primary care location that's convenient for you, visit capitalmedicalgroup.org. That's capitalmedicalgroup.org.
For over 30 years, Mercer Bucks Orthopedics has provided expert orthopedic care to keep you moving. World-class orthopedic care in your hometown for Mercer Bucks Orthopedics. Proud to sponsor today's game on WBCB. Leck gets ahead, no balls and a strike. The first pitch to Anthony Benitez. Benitez, Nagel, and Gonzalez. Benitez 2 for 2 today, couple of runs scored, another driven in. Takes another one in there and quickly 0-2. Nick Leck taking over after his brother Joe, 2 1/3. Ahead 0-2 against Benitez. The pitch. Curveball, able to hold up the swing was Benitez. The appeal, unsuccessful. A ball and 2 strikes. Benitez waiting, Leck delivers. Curveball, popped up, shallow infield. Liberto making the call. A couple of steps in there to make the catch, 1 down. That'll bring up Zach Nagel. He's 2 for 2, a double that brought home an RBI. He later scored and then singled and scored in the 3rd. First pitch from the lefty. Cut on and missed. Elevated fastball, too much to handle for Nagel, 0-1. Lefty's pitch on the way, and that one down in the dirt, blocked briefly by Guire before taking a pretty funky hop, a ball and a strike. 1-1. Down. Two one, taken all the way, and it's 2-2. Fastball, thigh high. Looked like a good pitch to hit for Nagel. Leck has his sign from Guire, comes set, just at the letters. 2-2. Just misses. Looked good. Count goes full. The 3-2. Swing and a drive, deep left field, but this one hooking, well, foul.
Just got in front of that one. That would have been possibly gone, if fair. At least down there for a double.
Just a bit out in front. Still 3-2. Leck, he's ready again. The payoff pitch. And a called strike 3 on the outside corner. Leck issues the K. 2 down, and here comes Manny Gonzalez. The senior first baseman walked. His last time up, came around to score and singled home a run back in the first. First pitch to him, grooved in there by Leck, 0-1. Well, both the Lecks are lefty. Nick, a little bit different from his brother Joe in terms of pitch arsenal. How they attack. 0-1. Backs Gonzalez a bit off the plate, and the count evens. Joe really liked to emphasize the fastball in his attack. Nick a little bit more finesse with some of his off-speed pitches. 1-1. Taken off the back foot. 2 balls and 1 strike. Pitch from Leck is bounced. Back to the mound. Gloves off the back of it. Throws over to first to Bundick, and the inning is over. 1-3 on the putout. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Nick Leck out there on the mound. Keeps it at an 8-0 game. On to the bottom of the 4th here from Notre Dame High School.
Sports season is here, which means practices, games, tournaments, and a lot more time in the car. And with rising gas prices, those trips to the field can really add up. At Team Toyota, we're the MVP of MPG, with a huge selection of new and certified Toyota models, hybrid, electric, or gas. We've got the right option for you to drive. Plus, our award-winning service and collision centers will help keep you in the game. Team Toyota, ready for wherever the season takes you. Stop in today or visit teamlanghorne.com.
Trenton Thunder Baseball is back for another summer here in the Garden State. Visit TrentonThunder.com to get your tickets today. Single game tickets, full and half season ticket memberships are available. Visit TrentonThunder.com/tickets to get yours. Trenton Thunder Baseball, big league futures, major league fun. The Thunder just announcing today that they have made a change in ownership, now a part of the Diamond Baseball Holdings Group. You can check out all about that information on the Thunder websites and social media pages. An exciting new era for the Thunder entering Diamond Baseball Holdings. Everything staying the same over at the ballpark. Still a member of the MLB Draft League and still run by team president Jeff Hurley and general manager John Bodner, but an exciting press release went out today at about 1 o'clock making that announcement official. 2, 3, and 4 due up here for the Irish. Joey Bonko getting things going. A ball and no strikes to count to the Irish shortstop. 0 for 1, he flew out to center his first time up. The pitch from Benitez is in there, and a ball and a strike now the count. Lefty kicks and deals, 1-1. Tapper back towards the mound. Benitez has it, takes his time, and flips the first to Gonzalez, 1 down. That'll bring up Tommy Sweetek, 0 for 1, hit into a 4-6-3 double play. It was back in the bottom of the first. Benitez has been steady to this point. With 1 away, first pitch, off speed, grooved into Sweetek, 0-1. Well upstairs, and the count goes even. Swinging a ball lifted towards right center field. Long run for Nagel. He's not going to get to it. Sweetek can fly. He's on his way to second and in standing with a double. Just the second extra base hit of the season for the Irish, and it comes off the bat of Tommy Sweetek, his first double of the year, with 1 down here in the bottom of the 4th. Brings up Josh Guire. A man in scoring position and 1 down.
Sweetek continues to swing a great bat for this Irish team through the first 2 games of their third.
Guire lines this one towards right. That's going to drop in front of Nagel. Sweetek had to wait as it was up there for quite some time. They flip it back to first to check off. Back-to-back knocks here for the Irish. They've got something going. First and third with 1 down and a courtesy runner coming on to take over. It's Dean Garbolino.
Two hardest balls hit off the bats of the Irish today. Off Benitez. The train continues.
First pitch swinging is A.J. Liberto. He falls behind, no balls and a strike. Oh, 1 from Benitez. Blocked downstairs by Makita. A ball and a strike. Garbolino over on first base, does move well. Decent size lead for him. 1-1. Hot shot through the whole left side into left field. An RBI single for A.J. Liberto, and the Irish have their first run of the afternoon. Tommy Sweetek comes across to score. He got things going with a 1-out double. Liberto brings him home with a smooth swing into left field. And that brings up Kearns to the dish. Sal Kearns' his second chance at it. He's 1 for 1 with a single. That came back in the second.
Got to feel good off the bat of Liberto. His second hit of the year, first RBI. As the Irish are three of the last batters, 3 hits, putting the ball in play.
Get their first run across here in the bottom of the 4th. A run across so far just for the Irish and just 1 down. Here's Sal Kearns, a crouch in his stance from the left side. Benitez continuing to work from the stretch with 2 aboard, and time called at home plate by Kearns. Kearns entered today batting .500. Already a single back in the second. The pitch popped up, left side of the diamond. Drews made the call, it sounded like, but Devin Decker backpedals and makes the catch. It was almost a near disaster for the Rams. 2 down. 2 aboard for Jimmy Iacona. 0 for 1, grounded out to Drews at shortstop his first time up. Decent speed aboard with 2 down for the Irish. A hard hit ball might be able to score a pair, depending where it is for Iacona. Benitez a peek at second in the pitch. Taken high by Iacona. One-0. Taken 2-0. Good miss there from Benitez. Garbolino getting his lead off second base. The shortstop Drews playing behind him. 2-0. Clips the inside corner at the knees. 2-1. Sounded like it was a called strike. It was. Scoreboard had it at 3-0. Now they adjust 2-1. A peek at second. The pitch. Gets away in the dirt towards the Rams dugout. 2 in scoring position and 2 down for the Irish. Good hitters count for Iacona. 3 balls and a strike. Irish trailing by 7. The pitch. Hot shot to third. Decker off the palm of his glove. Race to the bag. Liberto safe. Brings home another run. 8-2 now the score. Runners at the corners and 2 down. Irish continue to chip away. This is Steve Nemenko, reached on an error his last time up. First pitch from Benitez. Fastball pumped in for a called strike. Decent size lead for Iacona off first. Oh, 1 misses down and outside, a ball and a strike. A long look in for the left-hander Benitez. As a sign from Makita, the 1-1. Nemenko watches that one all the way in for a called strike 2. Benitez 1 pitch away from getting out of this jam. Runners at the corners, 2 across in the inning for the Irish. 2 down on the 1-2 pitch. Skipped in and gets away. Here comes Liberto. He's going to score. 8-3 now the score. Iacona on second. He's in scoring position. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Nemenko. Notre Dame matching the Rams' 3 spot in the top of the third in their half of the fourth. Back to a 5-run game. Benitez shakes off Makita a couple of times, now has his sign. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down, and the pitch. Popped up, right side of the diamond. Gonzalez can't make the catch. Coming home to score is Iacona. It's 8-4.
Notre Dame just taking advantage of the opportunities that they are presented with, and a nice 4-run rally here in the bottom of the fourth to get back into this game and cut this lead in half.
Time is called by James Puglisi. A pitcher back in his playing days, spent a lot of his professional career in the Chicago Cubs system. Today's game brought to you as a public service by the Mercer County Prosecutor's Office. To learn more, visit mercercountyprosecutor.com today. Today's game also brought to you in part by Hyundai of Trenton at 1655 North Olden Avenue in Ewing Township. Hyundai Kona, Palisade, Tucson, Santa Fe, you name it, Hyundai's got it. Over 1,400 tariff-free cars waiting for you to test drive now at 1655 North Olden Avenue in Ewing Township. Dylan Bundick at the plate. A first pitch strike from Benitez pumped in, makes it 0-1. 4 runs have come across here in the bottom of the fourth. The Irish cutting the deficit in half. Pitch to Bundick, cut on and fouled. It's 0-2. Benitez ready. The 0-2 to Bundick. Swing and a miss. Fastball pumped past Bundick for out number 3, but 4 runs come across for the Irish. 8-4 now the score through 4 and on to the 5th here from Notre Dame High School.
Hi, I'm Merrill Reese. Kessel Dermatology offers top-of-the-line medical-grade skincare products manufactured in the USA. They're tested and developed by a team of board-certified dermatology experts, and they come with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Take care of your skin. Schedule an appointment with Kessel Dermatology.
New Jersey is home to the best public schools in the nation, and that didn't happen by accident. It's the result of parents, educators, and communities working together year after year to give our students a world-class education, no matter the challenge. Because parents and educators know that with a shared commitment to our public schools, our children can learn, grow, and thrive. And together, we can keep New Jersey's public schools the best in the nation.
Hi, Merrill Reese reminding you to come back home to traditional Italian cuisine at the Revere Restaurant, 802 River Road in Ewing Township. You'll always feel welcome at the Revere. It's like stepping back in time where you'll feel like you're dining in South Philly or New York's Little Italy. Start your meal with complimentary Hoboken bread. Choose from a menu featuring fresh seafood dishes, succulent steaks and chops.
Nick Leck back out for another inning of relief work to start the top of the 5th. And now an 8-4 ball game. The Irish getting 4 across in the bottom half of the 4th. 8-9-1 due up for Hightstown. First pitch taking that time. It's Kamal Taylor, 1 for 2. He struck out looking his last time up. And he's ahead of ball and no strikes here against Nick Leck. One-0. Called strike, catches the outside part of the plate. 1-1. Taken in the dirt. Looked like the breaking pitch that time from Leck. It's been effective for him to this point. Unable to throw it for a called strike or a swinging one that time. Good take. 2-1 popped up off the hands back near the Irish dugout. That one falls out of play. Leck was just about to deliver that pitch, and a very late timeout call comes in. He retoes the rubber and looks into Guire. Freshman set, the 2-2 pitch. Looped out towards shallow right field. Coming in is Valentino. He's there to make the catch. Good for out number one, brings up Alex Makita, the catcher. Makita so far today 1 for 2, an RBI single back in the third. Hit into a 6-4 fielder's choice his first time up. First pitch swinging, bouncer, left side, Bonko diving backhand stop. Throw across the diamond, unable to be picked out by Bundick. And it looked like he would have been safe anyway. Makita able to leg it out. Because that'll be an infield single for him. Lineup flips over. Here's Brian Drews. Looks like Manny Gonzalez is heading down the left field line to get loose for Hightstown. First pitch from Leck. Is a called strike. 0-1. Left-hander comes over to first. Makita back in standing. No balls, 1 strike, 1 down. Double play ball in effect here for the Irish. Middle infield shaded at that depth. Decent hole on the left side for the right-handed bat in Drews to work with. 0-1. Breaker off the dish. A ball and a strike. And Leck will step off. Lefties 1-1. Hot shot towards the middle. Bonko can't field it. Into center field it goes. Everybody's safe. Drews reaches on the error. That one caromed off the glove of Bonko at short. We'll bring up Daniel Cryer.
That's a tough play down there. It's short from Bonko there. But he had time, got set, and just took a last-second bounce on him, and was unable to come up with it cleanly.
First pitch swinging, popped up, not deep, left field. Iacona motioning to his right, makes the catch, and gets it in quickly to Bonko. There's 2 down. Bring up Devin Decker, 0 for 3 so far, a couple of strikeouts. Hit into a fielder's choice his first time up and came around to score. First pitch from Leck is swung on by Decker. He fouls that one away. First pitch strike from Leck, 0-1. Five runs in the first for the Rams, 3 in their half of the third. Threatening here in the top of the fifth. The Irish responding in the bottom of the fourth with a 4 spot, cutting the deficit in half. 0-1 from Leck. Off speed for a called strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. A peek at second for Leck. The pitch. Liner towards the middle into center field. Makita held up at third. As Switek didn't field it cleanly, a chance for an RBI there for Decker, but the bases are loaded with 2 outs.
Get another hard hit ball off the bat of this Rams offense today. Into center field. The Irish are lucky the Rams did not take advantage of that mistake out in the outfield. Now tough spot here with them loaded.
First pitch is a called strike to Dylan Stables, 0-1. Rams threatening with the bases loaded and 2 down. Looking for a response after 4 came across in the bottom of the fourth. Stables takes, and it's 0-2. The fastball fired in by the freshman Nick Leck. 1 pitch away from getting out of this jam. Gets his sign from Josh Squire behind the plate. The 0-2 pitch. Roller to third. Fielded by Kearns. He steps on the bag, and the inning is over. Nick Leck works out of a jam. He strands 3 and keeps it at an 8-4 game. We'll head to the bottom of the fifth here from Notre Dame High School.
Hi, Merrill Reese reminding you to come back home to traditional Italian cuisine at the Revere Restaurant, 802 River Road in Ewing Township. You'll always feel welcome at the Revere. It's like stepping back in time where you'll feel like you're dining in South Philly or New York's Little Italy. Start your meal with complimentary Hoboken bread. Choose from a menu featuring fresh seafood dishes, succulent steaks and chops, or homemade pasta dishes. You can even eat at the bar. The Revere is open 7 days for lunch and dinner. Private room available for special affairs, plus catering. For reservations, call 609-882-6365. That's 609-882-6365. Come home to traditional Italian cuisine. The Revere Restaurant, 802 River Road, Ewing Township. Capital Health's primary care network continues to grow, bringing its extensive option of locations to your neighborhood. Whether you're scheduling a wellness checkup or not feeling well, advanced medicine starts with a Capital Health primary care doctor at locations near you in Mercer, Bucks, and Burlington counties. To find a Capital Health primary care location that's convenient for you, visit capitalmedicalgroup.org. That's capitalmedicalgroup.org.
8-4 the score. We're on to the bottom of the fifth. The Irish trailing by 4, able to get 4 across in their half of the fourth inning and looking for a little bit more of a rally to chip away as Anthony Benitez heads back out for his 5th inning of work. It's been a pretty strong afternoon for him to this point, Nick. And he did give up his first earned run of the season, but still has remained on top of this Irish lineup for the most part. The last half inning offensively for Notre Dame, the first time they were really able to get to him.
Yeah, they've been off balance through the first 3 innings, I guess, of the game, and then the 4th inning, they kind of really opened things up and were able to get some hits together, and that's what they've needed to do. That was the key coming into today's game. Exactly what they did in the 4th inning. It just took them a little bit to figure out Benitez today. If they're going to continue to get back into this game, this is the time to do so and build off the momentum you had in that 4th inning.
Rocco Valentino, the top of the order to get things going for Notre Dame, and a low strike call for a called strike 1. 2-1 on the way. Valentino lays off in the dirt. One, bunted third base side, gloved by Benitez, no play. Valentino with the infield single on the beautiful bunt.
Just incredible placement there for Valentino to get that bunt down, knowing the lefty was going to come off the bump to come grab that down the third baseline. It's always a hard throw for the left-handers. Is able to get on with the leadoff.
Decent lead for Valentino. Move over to first, just back in time. First pitch in the dirt, gets away. Valentino on his way to second and a strong turn around the bag as he holds up there. Leadoff man now in scoring position. A ball and no strikes to Joey Bonco. 0 for 2 today as Bonco entered the contest batting .400 with a couple of RBIs. A chance for his third on the season with a man in scoring position. 1-0. Bonco takes a called strike. Benitez, a long look in. Gets a sign from Makita, peeks at second at Valentino. And he'll throw back that way. Well, motion that way, not throw that way. A ball and a strike to Bonco. The pitch from Benitez. Line towards the middle. Under the glove of Drews. Valentino being waved home. Here comes the throw. It's cut off by Benitez. 8-5 now. Valentino scores a run. 8-5. Now a 3-run game. The Irish chipping away. Tommy Switek comes to the plate. He doubled his last time up and came around to score. First pitch to him. A called strike, belt high on the outside part of the dish.
Yeah, if anyone has joined us late this afternoon, Hightstown put up 5 runs in that top of the first inning. Had an 8-0 lead. Notre Dame, you just see, were hanging their heads early in this game and not being able to figure out Benitez. And they really have been put together a nice pair of innings here back-to-back. They try to knock themselves back into this game.
That's a great point. I mean, Nick, it seemed like for a while there, you didn't really know where the offense was going to come from for Notre Dame. Benitez was masterful through the first 4. A move over to first, checking on Bonco, back in safely.
Yeah, they really just have, through the first couple innings of this game, they just had no answers for them. They haven't been able to put any hits together, any kind of rallies or walks or anything like that. And that's credit to Benitez and how he's thrown the first half of this game.
Switek swings and misses at the fastball from Benitez. Count moves to 1-2. A slow stroll off the back of the bump. The lefty climbs up the hill, toes the rubber and looks in. Ahead 1-2 on Switek. The pitch, high and outside. Two balls and 2 strikes. A run across in the bottom of the 5th. Irish trailing by 3. Benitez ready. The 2-2. Off the hands. Shallow right field. Nagel there to make the catch. Heading back to first is Bonco. And There's out number 1. We'll bring up Josh Guire. Josh singled, later came around. His run was represented and later came around to score, I should say. Garbolino able to score for him after he took over on the base paths. First pitch misses outside, a ball and no strikes. Move over to first and Bonko back in standing. Next pitch almost catches a piece of Guire. He dances out of the way. 2-0. Fastball still with plenty of life for the left-hander Benitez out there. Really hasn't shown any true signs of laboring.
No, not all those 5 runs on the board for the Irish are earned runs from Benitez. A couple of them hasn't had help from his defense behind him.
Taking his time, left-hander comes home, and time called by Guire just in time. Two one. Fastball in there, and the count evens. Count at 2-2 with 1 down. Benitez patiently waiting, set at the belt. 2-2. Upstairs, count is full. Three balls, 2 strikes. Bonko off of first. The payoff pitch. Chopper towards third. Decker goes to second base for 1. Stables throw to first. Not in time. Very close at first base. Guire just able to beat the throw. 5-4 on the fielder's choice.
That's a tough call.
A.J. Liberto comes to the plate. Singled home a run and came around to score. That was in the 4th. Garbolino taking over on first yet again for Guire. Fastball outside, 1-0. Downstairs, good take from Liberto. 2 balls and no strikes. Liner left side into left field. And it eats up Taylor. This one's going to roll. Garbolino being waved around third. Throw to the plate, not in time. A.J. Liberto makes this an 8-6 game. A two-hit day for Liberto, a hot shot into left field, a single, and then E7 allows Garbolino to score all the way from first. Liberto in scoring position, and the tying run now at the plate for Notre Dame with 2 down. Sal Kern steps in from the left side. A 1-for-2 afternoon so far. Time called at home by Kearns. He digs back in. Drew's the shortstop, playing behind the runner on second in Liberto. Kearns lines this one out towards right center field, but there to make the catch is Daniel Cryer for out number 3. Another couple runs come across for the Irish. 2 in the inning, make it an 8-6 game. They trail by 2. We're through 5 and on to the 6th here at Notre Dame High School.
Sports season is here, which means practices, games, tournaments, and a lot more time in the car. And with rising gas prices, those trips to the field can really add up. At Team Toyota, we're the MVP of MPG, with a huge selection of new and certified Toyota models, hybrid, electric, or gas. We've got the right option for you to drive. Plus, our award-winning service and collision centers will help keep you in the game. Team Toyota, ready for wherever the season takes you. Stop in today or visit teamlanghorne.com.
Mercer Bucks Orthopedics has been providing expert orthopedic care for more than 30 years across Mercer and Bucks counties. Mercer Bucks Orthopedics, a proud sponsor of today's game on WBCB. 5-6-7 due up for Hightstown. Anthony Benitez to lead things off, a 2-for-3 day for him. He popped out the second his last time up. This one off the hands towards second. Liberto has it on a hop, flips it over to first to Bundick. 1 pitch and 1 out. Here's Zach Nagel.
Well, Nick Leck has done a great job in relief of his brother Joe this afternoon. He did give up those 3 runs in the 3rd inning, but those weren't most of his responsibility. But the last 2 innings, worked himself out of a bases-loaded jam in the 5th, had a clean 4th inning, and has really allowed the Irish to battle and get back into this game.
Nagel takes the first pitch, outside for a ball. 2-hit day for Nagel, couple of runs scored and a run batted in. 1-0 from Leck. Fastball just a bit downstairs.
I mean, Leck came into this game with only a 1/3 of varsity experience under his belt and pitched himself, keeping the Irish into this game over this Hightstown lineup today.
2-0 is downstairs. 3 balls and no strikes. .3-0 is in the dirt, a 4-pitch walk to Nagel. Manny Gonzalez comes to the plate. And Devin Decker heads down the left field line to get loose for Hightstown. Gonzalez, 1 for 2, an RBI single back in the 1st, walked and scored a run in the 3rd. First pitch from Leck is a called strike, 0-1. Move over to first. 0-1. Blocked. Nice stop by Guire. Nagel stays put, a ball and a strike. One. Caught on and missed. A nice fastball from Nick Leck. Works him ahead 1-2. Left-hander set at the letters. The 1-2. Just getting a piece is Gonzalez. He stays alive. A ball and 2 strikes. One down, top of the 6th. One, 2. Off the hand, shallow center field. Liberto dives, makes the catch. Outstanding play from A.J. Liberto. He went out into shallow center. Sweetek came in and gave way as he fell to his backside to complete the catch. Two down, 1 still aboard. Kamau Taylor comes to the plate. First pitch swinging, popped up, trending towards our direction. Bundick has room and makes the catch. Great play from Dylan Bundick to find the fence. Had room, and the wind might have blew it back into play as he's able to haul in out number 3 and strand a runner. 8-6 the score. We're on to the bottom of the 6th. The Irish trailing by 2, looking for an answer.
Kessel Dermatology offers top-of-the-line medical-grade skincare products manufactured in the USA. They're tested and developed by a team of board-certified dermatology experts, and they come with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Take care of your skin. Schedule an appointment with Kessel Dermatology.
Celebrating their 50th year of business and supporting your community on Route 33 in Hamilton Township, it's Haldeman Ford. Helping neighbors is what Haldeman Ford does and will continue to do. Haldeman Ford, a proud sponsor of high school athletics on the WBCB Sports Network. We move to the bottom of the 6th. Notre Dame trailed 8-0 at one point in this game. Their offense has come to life here in the last couple of innings. 4 across in the bottom of the 4th, 2 more in the bottom of the 5th, and looking for at least 2 more here in the bottom of the 6th as they trail 8-6. Jimmy Iacona will lead things off. Seven, 8, and 9 here for Notre Dame. Iacona 0 for 2 today. First pitch from Benitez, taken outside 1-0. Out in front. Iacona unable to time up that pitch from Benitez. A ball and a strike. 1-1 from Benitez. Pumped in at the thighs for a called strike 2. The fastball seeming livelier than ever as the pitch count continues to tick upward. Benitez ahead 1-2. The left-hander with a deep breath, set above the belt. The 1-2 to Iacona. Swing and a miss. Pulls the string in a 2-strike count and gets Iacona to swing over it. There's one away. 4 punch-outs now for Benitez on the mound. Dean Garbolino going to come in here and pinch hit for what would have been Steve Nemenko. Garbolino, we've seen him on the base paths as a courtesy runner and a pinch runner. And he's going to take over in the DH spot for Steve Nemenko. And then moving into the on-deck circle behind him, it looks like Jay Johnson. Johnson entering today had the lone extra base hit for the Irish before Sweetek's double in the middle innings of this one. Here's Dean Garbolino. First pitch swinging, fouls that one off. Interesting decision here as they go to the lefty to face the left-hander in Benitez. No balls and a strike. 1 down, nobody aboard, bottom of the 6th. Fastball in there, and it's 0-2. Benitez in the driver's seat against Garbolino. No balls and 2 strikes. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back Ks from Benitez. 2 down. 5 punch-outs for Benitez. 2 down, nobody aboard, and the left-handed hitter Jay Johnson comes to the plate. Johnson takes, fastball low, 1-0. Tapped foul off his foot in the box. A ball and a strike to Johnson. Johnson was a rally sparker for the Irish the last time he came up in a pinch hit spot. A double at Ewing that split the right center gap. 1-1. Lined, snared by Decker. Devin Decker puts on the hops. Gloves the liner for out number 3. Irish set down in order. We're through 6 and on to the 7th here from Notre Dame.
New Jersey is home to the best public schools in the nation. And that didn't happen by accident. It's the result of parents, educators, and communities working together year after year to give our students a world-class education, no matter the challenge. Because parents and educators know that with a shared commitment to our public schools, our children can learn, grow, and thrive. And together, we can keep New Jersey's public schools the best in the nation.
Don't forget, you miss any of today's action, read all about it in tomorrow's edition of the Trentonian, the only newspaper serving Bucks, Burlington, and Mercer 7 days a week. 9-1-2 for the Rams. Nick Leck back into the game. Another inning of relief work. First pitch fastball moves Makita back just a bit, 1-0. Looks like Devin Decker continues to get loose down the left field line for the Rams. We'll see if they send Benitez back out for the 7th. Here in the top of the 7th inning. Makita takes a called strike at the knees, and the count evens at 1. One. Up and inside. One. Low and outside. Good hitters count here for Alex Makita, 3-1. He's got a pair of hits on his line today. A run batted in, that was in the 3rd. The left-hander Leck gets his sign from Guire. 2-1. Bouncer, left side, Bonko, charge, glove, and a throw across the diamond well in time to Bundick. 6-3 on the putout, Bonko with a smooth play at short. For out number 1 as the lineup flips over, here's Brian Drews. A 1-for-2 day with a walk. He reached on an error at shortstop his last time up. First pitch from Leck. Fastball misses well high, 1-0. From Leck. Low, 2 balls and no strikes. Skips in, 3 balls and no strikes. Drews digs back in from the right side. A 3-0 count, he shows bunt, likely bluffing. The freshman Leck pumps in a fastball for a called strike 1. High and inside for ball 4. Here's Dan Cryer. Couple of walks, 0 for 2 otherwise. He struck out looking in inning number 2. Drews gets his lead off first. The pitch from Leck. A big swing comes out empty. Cryer was well out in front of the off speed from Leck. 0-1. Throw over to first, gets away from Bundick. Drews on his way to second, thinking third, and he stays there. A runner in scoring position. Pitch before that, you saw Leck go to a sidestep, kind of quick pitch delivery, and I think Drews knew that pickoff move was coming all the way when he lifted his leg. 0-1 is up and inside, and the count evens, a ball and a strike. Nick, can you see? Is anyone getting loose down there for the Irish?
No one that I can see of, no.
The freshman been out there for quite some time for Notre Dame. Trying to work his way through this one. One. Upstairs. Looked like a breaker from that time from Leck. It just didn't come down. Left it upstairs. 2-1 to Cryer. Bouncer, right side, Bundick gloves it on a couple of hops, races to the bag, and steps on it for out number 2. Drew's 90 feet away, an insurance run for the Rams, still leading by 2. And Devin Decker comes to the plate. He singled his last time up in the 5th. 1-for-4 day for Decker to this point. Other time he reached was on a 6-4 fielder's choice. In the first, he later scored. Decker swings, bounces one, left side of the mound. Leck, bobble. Even saying he fouled it. James Pugliese asking if Decker's okay because he stopped running up the first base line. I think he thought it was foul. Leck thought it was foul. I think everybody kind of thought it was foul. And Joe Drulis is now asking how did neither of the umpires notice that ball hit off Decker's foot? I mean, he stopped running.
Yeah, the home plate umpires, I don't know how he didn't see or hear or feel any of that.
Yeah, I don't know how neither of them saw it. One of them, it's right in front of their face. The other one, it's also right in front of his face, just 30 feet further, but I'll digress.
I mean, even Decker said it fell off.
Yeah.
It fouled off his foot. I mean, what more evidence do you need?
Right.
A lot of time batters aren't honest like that. I mean, he was pretty honest about it, Decker was, going down the first.
9-6 now the score. Stables at the plate and a first pitch strike in there. You don't always see Joe Drulis very animated, but we can hear him from here. He was yelling that the kid even said out loud, it hit off my foot. He turned around and said it was off of his foot. Fastball misses high.
Drulis is generally very reserved, unless it's a call that really questions the game and makes an impact. And, his Irish are down 2 runs, trying to battle this game back, and everything helps.
Leck steps off. Ball misses down. Two one. Called strike 2 on the outside part of the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. A run across for the Rams. Top of the 7th. They lead by 3. Lefty Leck is ready, and he steps off. Two. Blocked by Guire. Great stop. Keeps Decker put. Count full, 2 down. Decker in motion with the pitch. The 3-2. Liner out towards left field. Iacona can't make the catch. Decker's gonna score. Stables on his way to second. 10-6 Hightstown. Stables connects. Runner in motion on a 3-2 pitch and 2 down. Stables didn't miss the fastball. He deposits it deep into left field. And with Decker in motion, he scored easily from first. Two runs come across in the top of the 7th for the Hightstown Rams.
It's been the story of the day for the Rams, timely hitting in timely situations as they've continued to add on this lead here. Extra runs for them in this 7th inning as we will say goodbye to Nick Leck today. A great afternoon for him, though, for the most part, in his home debut or second release appearance.
And Joe Drulis is up today.
Go to River. Feel welcome at the Revere. It's like stepping back in time where you'll feel like you're dining in South Philly or New York's Little Italy. Start your meal with complimentary Hoboken bread. Choose from a menu featuring fresh seafood dishes, succulent steaks and chops, or homemade pasta dishes. You can even eat at the bar. The Revere is open 7 days for lunch and dinner. Private room available for special affairs, plus catering. For reservations, call 609-882-6365. That's 609-882-6365. Come home to traditional Italian cuisine. The Revere Restaurant, 802 River Road, Ewing Township.
Oh, there he is.
A.J. Cimino going to be the new pitcher to come in here for the Irish. 2 down in the top of the 7th. A big 2-out double off the bat of Dylan Stables. Benitez in there from the right side, and the first pitch misses 1-0. Cimino pitched the other day at Ewing.
Yeah, 2/3 of an inning pitch for him, 3 hits, a pair of runs.
Behind 1-0, and he steps off the mound. (1-0). Blocked by Guire. Stables stays put. 2-0 to Benitez. (2-0) out in front of a wicked off-speed from Cimino. It's 2-1. Cimino set below the belt. 2-1. In there, it's 2-2. Two and two with 2 down. 2 runs across in the top of the 7th. The Rams lead by 4. The 2-2 pitch. Blocked by Guire. Count is full to Benitez. Cimino has his sign and he's ready. The 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Cimino works out of a jam, but 2 runs come across for the Rams. On to the bottom of the 7th. Last chance for the Irish Bats. They trail 10-6.
Capital Health's primary care network continues to grow, bringing its extensive option of locations to your neighborhood. Whether you're scheduling a wellness checkup or not feeling well, advanced medicine starts with a Capital Health primary care doctor at locations near you in Mercer, Bucks, and Burlington counties. To find a Capital Health primary care location that's convenient for you, visit capitalmedicalgroup.org. That's capitalmedicalgroup.org.
Benitez back out for the 7th inning. A bit more run support. 3 outs needed for the Rams for their 3rd consecutive victory over Notre Dame. And Anthony Benitez looking to close the door. 2 runs come across in the top of the 7th inning for the Rams. The most recent one off of an RBI double from Dylan Stables as he laced one over the head of Jimmy Iacona and left. The first run in the inning came across on probably the most questionable call of the game, where Devin Decker swung and looked to appear he hit it off of his foot. He even announced that he hit it off of his foot. Stopped running about a third of the way up the line before realizing the play was still live. And then was able to leg it out and beat the throw at first as Nick Leck, when he went to go get it, slipped and fell. But umpires met, and neither one of them were able to confirm what actually happened, which was Decker getting hit with the ball. It was ruled an infield single and an RBI for Decker. And those 2 big runs coming across, a little bit more cushion. Top of the order for the Irish, it's Rocco Valentino as he takes one for a ball, 1-0. Valentino bunted for a single back in the 5th and came around to score. Corners in here for Hightstown. The 1-0. Taken high, 2 balls and no strikes. Two-0 is down, 3 balls and no strikes. Benitez at the belt. The 3-0 to Valentino. In there for a called strike. Left-hander comes set. 3-1 to Valentino. Line right side and fair down the right field line. Valentino is aboard with a single. 2 for his last 2 at the dish. The leadoff man aboard for the Irish. It brings up Joey Bonco. Bonco 1 for 3 today, an RBI single back in the 5th. Good wheels on first. It's Valentino in the pitch. Fastball grooved in. Zone 1. Oh, 1. Bonco takes upstairs, count evens. Bonco picking up his 3rd RBI of the season back in the 5th. One. Swing and a foul tip squeezed by Makita. One and 2. The pitch. Bonko able to get a piece of it. Still 1-2. Benitez, the 1-2. Upstairs, counts even. Two. Cut on and missed. Fastball from Benitez, blown past Bonko. One away.
I believe that's his 6th strikeout of the afternoon from Benitez. Is dialed in trying to finish this game off for the Hightstown Rams.
His 23rd strikeout of the season. Rubs up the baseball and retoes the rubber. Here's Tommy Sweetek, a man aboard and 1 down. And a move over to first to check on Valentino. He gets the back corner of the bag. Sweetek takes high with a fastball. 1-0. A slow stroll around the mound for Benitez. Retoes the rubber. Valentino with a decent lead off first. Fastball in there for a called strike. Ball and a strike to Sweetek. The pitch. Called strike 2. A ball and 2 strikes, 1 down. Valentino off of first. Left-hander ready. No, time called just in time by Sweetek as Benitez was ready to come home. One, two. Swing and a ball lifted towards center field, backpedaling Cryer. He's under it, and he's there to make the catch for out number 2. Irish now down to their last out, and Josh Guire comes to the plate. Here's Josh Guire. 1 for 3, a couple of runs scored. Valentino in motion. He'll take second base, no contest. A ball and no strikes to Guire. Guire swings and misses a lively fastball. Ball and a strike. Benitez continues to take his time. The cold might be creeping in a bit on him too, as he's rubbed up the baseball a lot and has been moving that throwing hand a decent amount in between pitches. Valentino on the way to third. The 1-1 is upstairs for a ball. 2 balls and a strike with 2 down. Bottom of the 7th. Swing and a fly ball, shallow center field. Cryer makes the call and the catch, and the Rams escape this one by a final of 10-6. Hightstown wins their third in a row against the Irish. They improved to 3-2 on the season as they knock off Notre Dame on their home field. Nick Gallagher will have our Capital Health Player of the Game interview coming up on our YouTube channel following the conclusion of this broadcast. I want to thank all of our sponsors who made today's broadcast possible. Team Toyota, the Capital Health System, Haldeman Ford, the Revere Restaurant, NJEA, Kessel Dermatology, Notre Dame High School, Mercer Bucks Orthopedics, the Trentonian, Trenton Thunder Baseball, Hyundai of Trenton, the Mercer County Prosecutor's Office, Mako of Ewing, and Saul Funeral Homes, all proud to bring you today's coverage on WBCB. For Nick Gallagher, Colin Sommer, my name is Mike Warren saying so long for now as the Hightstown Rams knock off the Irish 10-6 here on WBCB.